I can only talk about a fraction of these
Sure.
things, let alone understand all of these things. And I said, I'm telling you, I just feel it in my bones that if we don't reboot the system because of the financial problems, or God forbid we do reboot, what is on the table? What are they doing right now that we're not going to realize until it's way too late?
Right.
So do yourself a favor, Rebecca. And in some parts of the country, you're having a hard time getting the ammunition even now.
Yes.
You buy yourself a safe. If you don't have one, I know you sound like you're a responsible gun owner. You understand, as a citizen, everyone within the sound of my voice, you understand what the Second Amendment was really all about. The founders weren't worried about sportsmen. They were worried about an oppressive government. The only one that will, in the end, the only one that will truly defend your rights is really going to be up to the individual citizens. And so you, before you lose your right, you go buy a gun as a responsible citizen. Know that you are responsible for everything that happens to that gun. Know that if that gun ever kills somebody, you are responsible for it. Know everything about that gun. Take the courses and do all the things that you're supposed to do as a responsible gun owner. But I'm telling you, there will come a time if you don't have one, you ain't getting it.
Exactly.
And I fear it's coming soon.
And just thank you for all that you do. We listen to you and watch you daily, and we're just trying to do our part in our small community to look for the stories that aren't being reported on, like you say to do. And we're forming local groups here, and we're just trying to change things locally, and you help us every day to do that.
Rebecca, that means a lot. Thank you very much.
Yes, I truly mean it. We can only change things locally, and Glenn, without you, we don't have a voice. We really don't. That's
not true, Rebecca. And that's what I'm trying to impress on people. And, you know, yesterday we talked about the 9 principles and the 12 values. Let me just share something else with you. The voices like mine, they will come forward. Do we have the audio of Bill Clinton from yesterday? Here's Bill Clinton on the Fairness Doctrine.
Well, you either ought to have the Fairness Doctrine or we ought to have more balance on the other side. Because essentially there's always been a lot of big money to support the right-wing talk shows. And let's face it, you know, Rush Limbaugh is fairly entertaining even when he's saying things that I think are ridiculous. I never minded having somebody be heard who disagreed with me. But if you only have one side like this blatant drumbeat against the stimulus program, this doesn't reflect the economic reality we're facing.
Well, I'm really wondering, wow, the stimulus package. You can't even disagree with the stimulus package. I'm really, truly wondering what they're going to say when Fox continues to kick the head into of MSNBC, seeing that I, at 5 o'clock, am beating by, what, 1 million people last night or the night before, Keith Olbermann, who's in prime time and has 40% more available audience. 40% more available audience, and yet at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Pacific, somehow or another, I'm kicking his head in. I wonder what you're going to say about balance when you can't even cut it on television. But the reason why, when I've been talking about the 9 principles the 9 principles and the 12 values, the reason why I want people like you, Rebecca, to gather with your friends, to be seen. I'm going to cover live as part of this program on March 13th. I'm going to cover some of the people having get-togethers and groups, and hopefully there will be large crowds in some parts of the country. And part of the reason why I do it, to be real honest with you, is to show America, to show those in Washington the power of talk radio, the power of common sense, the power of how many people are paying attention to the news and watching them. They need to understand that they answer to us. And if these talk radio stations that carry this program, if they care to get involved and sponsor, watching, parties or something like that on March 13, I will do everything I can to help you. Because I think it's really important that people see the number of people that are paying attention.
Well, I have sent my picture in, and we are having meetings, and we're trying to change our book club to read books like We the Living and Atlas Shrugged and The 5,000-Year Leap. We're changing what we do instead of little fictional fun books to educate us, to arm us to be able to fight for our country. And I thank you for pointing us to books that we do need to read and helping us along every day to feel like there's somebody who's helping us fight. I really appreciate it.
Rebecca, I can say sincerely, the same back to you. We strengthen each other. Whenever we feel alone, we will not make it. It's why prisoners of war have survived for very long times, just tapping on a wall, just to let the other prisoner know, you ain't alone. Well, we're not alone. More in a second.